let's talk about Paddington in Peru, Paddington 3. This is take 2 because I rewatched the first 2 movies and then I watched this one again. So I was like, okay, I gotta re-talk about it. So let's do that. So Paddington in Peru is about Paddington. He goes to Peru with the Browns in tow because the Reverend Mother of the Home of Retired Bears, which is where Aunt Lucy has been staying for the past few movies. It's like, hey, your Aunt Lucy's been acting a little weird, but now she's missing and I need your help finding her because I don't really want to send my nuns out there, in the danger. So, I don't know, could you maybe, help me out here? And Paddington is like, sure, of course. So he goes out into the Amazon with the help of Antonio Banderas to find his Aunt Lucy. And of course, there's some good old-fashioned awesomeness around the way. And you want to know what? I actually really loved this movie. I was surprised. I was like, okay, this is the 3rd film of the franchise. The original director, Paul King, is not coming back. It is somebody named, Douglin. It's not Doug. I think it's Dougal Wilson. And Paul King did pin the story. But for the most part, it's not, it's gonna be maybe a different type of thing. How's this gonna connect to the other ones? And you want to I gotta say, they did an excellent job at sort of keeping that same wholesomeness, keeping that same humor, and at least some parts, keeping that same heart as the original 2 films. Unfortunately, and of course, I think Ben Winshaw did a great job. Hugh Bonneville did a great job. And of course, the 2 actors who played Jonathan and Judy are great. Antonio Banderas is amazing. Olivia Colman is amazing. And you have Judy Walters as Mrs. Bird. And, both the returning cast and most of the new cast in this film are incredible. And I love this movie. It's fun and cute. And everything that you would want from a Paddington 3 that is, of course, missing Paul King. And I like this movie. That being said, unfortunately, now Emily Mortimer has replaced Sally Hawkins as Mrs. Brown, as the mom. And, yeah, you want to know what? Especially when she kind of has, her own specific moments to shine as Mrs. Brown, her presence is most certainly missed. And I do think that, Ben does a good job as Paddington, and you love him as Paddington. I also feel like, because at the beginning of every movie, there's that one sentence, that one status quo sentence that they give for every, for all the Browns, where, Judy is learning Chinese so she can become a Chinese businesswoman in the first movie. Jonathan in the second movie goes by J-Dog, and he's just trying to fit in with the other kids, so he's hiding the fact that he loves trains. And, you have natural sort of, they're not great character arcs, but you have sort of natural, that's the beginning, and then it maybe comes up a little bit in the middle, and then there's a really satisfying end point. They don't really have that in this film, especially with Judy and Jonathan. And even Mrs. Brown, her sort of one sentence, that they say and pay off at the end of the film, there's nothing in the middle there, and it just kind of lacks. I think partially because, they changed Mrs. Brown. And Mrs. Brown, Sally Hawkins was able to bring such a warmth and a softness to Mrs. Brown that is unfortunately missing from the recast. And I still love the Paddington trilogy, and I will most certainly watch them a lot as the years go by, and I show these to my niece, and I show these to my kids, but, and of course, Paddington, steps in and is a great addition, is great in this movie, and, there's so many other things that sort of help, but, Sally Hawkins and Mrs. Brown in general were like the heart of those first two movies. So that kind of stinks. The one who gets his one sentence in the beginning of the movie has a middle section of, oh, here's this being brought up again, and then a satisfying conclusion. Honestly, the only one is Mr. Brown. And yeah, and that sort of stinks. It feels a bit lazy, especially since this is like the longest of these by like 5 minutes, I think. It's kind of stinks that like they didn't stick the landing with every character, but like this is the third movie. The cracks are showing, but no, I love this movie, and I thought it was really good. Especially, considering how this could have been an X-Men 3 situation, but no, it's like an Iron Man 3. Honestly, it's pretty good, and I think holds pretty well. I mean, the first two movies are perfect. They're literally the first two Paddington movies are perfect. So it's like perfect and then good. It's like getting an A+ and then A-. But no, comment below, let me know, what have you thought of these Paddington movies? What is your ranking? Because I gotta say, I think I said this in my review of 2. It goes 2, 1, 3. But tell me your ranking and why, because I love these movies, and I have spent the last few days reviewing all of these films. So I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Remember, the God, he made you special. He loves you very much. I hope you have a very lovely day. I hope you had a very lovely week. And as always, God bless y'all. And Paddington came out in Canada. Like, Paddington 3 came out in the UK, and then like 2 weeks before, I think we in America got it. Canada got it. I'm sorry, what? Canada? I mean, nothing against Canada, but I had to like wait, and I'm used to waiting a month to watch these movies. I had to wait like a whole month and then 2 weeks for this movie to come out. Why, Canada? I thought we were friends. Okay, that was some bad acting. That was bad. That was bad acting. Oh God. Okay. Cut. God made you special. He loves you, and I love you, and God bless y'all.